Hello everyone, welcome back to JDCodebase. In this video, we are going to learn something very important in the modern web front-end development, dynamic styling with the Tailwind CSS. If you already know how to write Tailwind CSS, that's great. But in real application, we don't just write static classes. We change style based on the condition. For example, a button changes color when it is active, an error message becomes red, a selected card gets highlighted. That is called the dynamic styling. Today, I will explain everything from the absolute basics. Even if you are new to React or Tailwind, you will understand it clearly. And as always, the PPT link are available in the video description. So let's start. So today we are learning the dynamic styling with the Tailwind CSS in the React. Now, in this video, we will understand what dynamic styling means, how dynamic classes are important, how to use the conditional class name and ternary operator, short circuit styling, and clx class name patterns, best practices. So don't worry if these words looks new, we will understand everything step by step. Now, what is dynamic styling? Dynamic styling means changing style based on the condition. In simple words, if I say the design of your component change depending on some value. That value can be a state, a prop, user interaction, or data from the API. Instead of fixing style update automatically. For example, when I click a button, it becomes blue. When there is an error comes, text become red. So this is called the dynamic styling. Now, why it is important? In real project, almost everything is dynamic. Navigation link highlight when it is active, and buttons get disabled, or form show validation errors. Dark mode changes the theme. If we don't use the dynamic styling, our UI feel dead. So if we use it properly, our UI feels interactive and professional. Now let's see how we actually write this in the code. So I already have this React project, a basic React project, and in this I already installed the Tailwind CSS, and let's write a inside this app.jsx file. Let's write here a button that says let's say active, and make a variable by using the use state const is active, and set a setter function set is active, and use state true. So a normal variable means by using the use state, and this initial value is the true here. And let me write here some class, and that class is a, let's say, px4 py2 rounded and bg gray of let's say 400. So this is a normal button, and let's render this based on the condition, like if is active, then it shows active btn text, else it shows disabled. So when I and here on this button right here on click, change this on click, change the state, set is active means not operator. If it is true, then make it false. If it is false, then make it true. See, disabled active button, disable active, disable active. So this here I created a state called is active. Initially it is true, and when I click the button it becomes true, and when I again click the button it becomes false. Right now the button color does not change, only the this button name change. So now let's make it dynamic, means when I click the button color change. So for that instead of writing this normal class name, means how we write but just by the double quotes and write the class name as a string, but instead of writing, just use the curly braces and write condition is active, and again use the ternary operator, and inside this ternary operator write the classes whatever you want to write, px4 py2 py2 rounded, and bg blue 500, text white, and when this is disabled, then make it px4 py2 rounded, and bg gray 400, and text is the black. So here I write a condition whether if it is active then show this styling, if it is not then show the color gray and text black. See, active disable active disable. So this is a called ternary operator, means if it is active blue button, if it is false then gray button. So when I click you will see the color changing here, active disable, and this is the most basic dynamic styling. Now we can also combine the multiple classes, like in the real project some classes are always the same, like here if you see px4 py2 rounded, this is same for the both conditions. So we can take out from this and put that instead of wait a minute, I just take it from here, make it comment, and inside this use the backticks. Inside the backticks write px4 py2 rounded, and use the this dollar sign, this dollar because we know how to write the variable things in the backticks by using the dollar curly braces. Now write here these conditions, and remove this px4 rounded from here, px4 rounded from here also. So now if you see the when this px4 pay2 rounded is common for this, and when I click active disable works perfectly. So these classes outside the these dollar curly braces are always apply in this, and inside the dollar curly braces only the color changes, so this keep the code cleaner. Now we can also use the short circuit styling, combining multiple classes. Yes, perfect. Sometimes we only want to apply a class when condition is true, so we do not need else part, like by using the AND operator we can use it. So let's say let's make a class, let's leave it a paragraph tag error text, a normal error text in the paragraph from clsx. So now it is import in the component. Now let's rewrite this by class name, use the curly brace for dynamic, and select and first give the static, means everyone has this basic styling, so rounded. Now come to the is active, then it shows bg blue, text white, and inside the bg blue make it 500, and also we can make it const is disabled, set is set disabled equal to use state false. Now on this when it means just leave it this disable means if I can write here if node is active, then show something else, let's say bg red 500 and text black. So here first argument is the base class. In this means everyone has this px4 py2 rounded. Then the condition comes. If the condition is true, the class is active. If condition is the false, then it is ignored. Much cleaner and readable. This is the professional way. Like here I write active disable, active disable. So we can also use this in the navigation link on the means this is the React outer topic. So when we get the is active, automatically the page is active and it showed text blue, font bold, else it showed text gray and 600. So this makes active link highlighted and automatically. Now let's come to the dynamic styling with the props. Sometimes dynamic style depend on the props. So let's create a reusable button dot JSX. So inside this RFC and make it not the bottom, it's a button. Yes, and also use here button. Now inside this button make a button and inside this I'm say submit, and here class name is the dynamic, and it takes some props that says the let's say variant, and based on the variant I am apply the styling like if the variant is primary, then it shows bg blue 500 and text white, px4 py2 and rounded. Else it shows something else, means the styling is the different, bg gray 300 text black and px4 py3 rounded. So this is a button, and now styling depend on the variant prop. If it is the primary, it shows like here I have to give here the variant, let's say primary, and one more button in this I'm not giving any variant. So let's see if it is a this is a primary, means in the first button I give the props, that is the primary, so it should bg blue, text white, px, everything is similar. But in the next button I did not give any variant, so it shows the normal bg gray, text black. So this make component reusable and scalable. Now styling depends on the variant prop in this and this is how real UI library works. Now best practice is always keep the base class separate, means don't write here like in this this px4 py3 rounded is the common for both, so make it a base class always. and avoid too many nested ternary operators. And inside this, like I write here, ternary operators, and use clx for the complex condition. Like here you have to just write a normal conditions and keep the code readable, and readable code is more important than the clever code. Now today we learn what dynamic styling means, ternary styling, short circuit styling, and clx pattern, and props based styling. Now you understand how real interactive UI works. So that is for this video. If you understand this properly, you can now build the interactive UI buttons and UI, form validation UI, active navigation, and dynamic theme. Dynamic styling is very important skill in the React with the Tailwind. If you found this helpful, like the video, subscribe to JDCodebase, share it with your friends, and subscribe to JDCodebase for more for complete web development series. Don't forget PPT are available in the description. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.